Yo, what up everybody? Arie here and welcome back to another video. So I'm sure basically every single one of you out there has had experience with video ads. Now maybe you haven't made your own video ads, but at the very least you've seen video ads. I mean, we get completely bombarded with video ads basically everywhere we look nowadays if you're taking part in social media, which if you don't live under a rock, I'm sure you probably go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all these different social media platforms, and in every single one of them you see the same sort of ads. So today I thought, you know what would be extremely helpful? I haven't touched on this in a long time. I know a lot of people out there are trying to start their businesses. They have sick ideas, sick products, but they just simply don't know how to get their product out there. And the best way really is to create video ads. Now, some brands spend literally hundreds of thousands on video content so they can keep pumping out new ads. And there's of course different sorts of ads and so many different things that go into making video ads, which we will cover in this video. And the last time that I actually made a video about this was literally a couple years ago when I first started my YouTube channel. And I've actually learned a ton of things since then, which I'm sure would be super helpful for a ton of you guys out there. I know how it is when you're just getting started. You're not trying to pay hundreds of dollars to get your video ads done. So just like in my last video in which I showed you how to make video ads, today we are going to be making some video ads together so that you can sort of see how I create video ads and sort of the secret sauce when it comes to making video ads. Now, I'm not going to lie, since I made my last video, a lot of things have changed when it comes to Facebook ads and just e-commerce in general. I mean, it's bigger than ever. So there's really no exact formula that will actually guarantee your success. There's so many different factors, including your product, your brand image, and just your brand voice, like just so many different things that affect the way that you should be creating your video ads. So at the end of the day, you will need to use a little bit of your creativity. And if you have no creativity, then I guess you could just pay somebody on Fiverr or any company really to make you a video ad. But that's not really the point of this video. Like I said, I'm trying to teach you how to fish instead of giving you a fish, because I'm trying to have everybody eat out here, not for just one day, but for a lifetime. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. This is actually a precursor to a Shopify challenge I'm launching next week, and I'm going to be running a similar video ad to the video ads I'll be making today. So it's important for you to pay attention if you're trying to make some money with video ads, all right? So the first thing that we got to do is obviously take a look at some viral video ads. That way we can sort of get the juices flowing when it comes to the creative side of things. So if you're lacking on the creative side of things, this is going to be perfect. So let's actually take a look at some live ads. Now the first ad we're going to be looking at is of this triangular sink filter or whatever, and it has 12 million views. So you already know this ad is killing it 100%, and it has 68,000 shares, which is pretty unreal, and it's from 4 months ago. So whoever is running this ad is making a pretty hefty amount of money, definitely more than the stimulus checks. Now this ad is for a kitchen triangular sink filter, which is looking pretty gross so far, but I'm sure once we get into it, it'll be more interesting. 68,000 shares, they're doing something right. So let's actually take a look. Okay. Nice. Okay, so that's pretty shocking footage right there. I mean, it's pretty disgusting. I'm definitely not enjoying watching this, but it does solve a huge problem, which is like, your sink getting clogged and, having to drain it out, which is pretty disgusting. This avoids you having to do that, and it makes it a little bit easier. So even though it's a super simple product, that was a great video, like no text, just right to the point, really shocking footage, and it catches your attention really quickly because of how disgusting it is. So this is a really good one, really great example. Now let's take a look at this lunchbox cooking thing. So this one also has a ton of shares, so we know that whoever made this is completely killing it. Let's actually take a look. The Ataki chef will change your life. It's not an ordinary lunchbox. Okay. So they're kind of sounding a little bit repetitive, and now the footage got, really bad. But hey, the beginning of their video is just so good that it doesn't really matter. So as you can see, they have actually like a kind of long, a pretty long video, and I don't recommend that you make videos this long, but it works for them. So maybe it just really depends on your brand. This video is a little bit older though, 2 years old, so it's not necessarily necessarily a like proven template that you should follow. And like I said, there's really no proven template. You know, you gotta sort of do your own thing. But okay, that was pretty good. I kind of would have rearranged this and made it a little bit quicker if I were them, but hey, they still did a good job. Now this next ad is about a dog car leash, and as you can see, they're doing sort of a longer, like more emotional appeal thing, which, you know, obviously I think you should try to appeal to emotion more often than not, but you know, keep it clean, keep it minimal and branded. This has 70,000 shares, so I mean, whatever they're doing is really working well. So let's take a look. Thousands of lives each year. Wow. Relaxed and free from harm. Oh, I like how they mentioned that it keeps the dogs relaxed. Total peace of mind. Wow. Damn. I wonder if they hired Fiverr models to do that. That was interesting. So this is some pretty good footage. I mean, this is a great ad. Oh, that was a very good testimonial. I would have probably put that towards the beginning, honestly, because this is really powerful. Wow. That was pretty solid, honestly. I gotta say, that was a really nice problem-solving product right there, and the ad is just really good. Now let's take a look at one last ad here, just so that we can really nail this. And this one has 120,000 shares, which is like the most insane amount of shares I think I've ever seen. And let's take a look. So it's this paintbrush thing. It's a pretty ugly ad. It's like very straightforward, just to the point. Oh my God, this is so ugly. But it gets the point across, you know, it makes people go to the website, which is what you want to do with your ad. You want to get people to go to your website. So yeah, I mean, these are sort of the style ads that I definitely think work the best now. Instead of extremely long form, depending on what your brand is, I think just quick to the point is probably gonna be a better idea for you. But of course, you gotta test your own things out. You gotta sort of turn on your entrepreneur cap and try to come up with some really good stuff. Now, what we're gonna be using to create these video ads is actually an app called InVideo. It's actually a software. Now, prior to InVideo, I used to use Animoto, and the last time that I made this video, I actually used Animoto, and that's what I used for a long time. But Animoto, unfortunately, is like 50 bucks a month or 40 bucks a month. I don't even remember because I haven't used it in so long, but it's very expensive. Now, InVideo, on the other hand, is only 10 or 12 bucks a month, so extremely affordable, and honestly, it's better than Animoto. There's a pretty overwhelming amount of templates that you can use, which is pretty cool. I mean, honestly, we're not gonna be using any of these templates right now, but if you're a creative person, you could definitely take some of these templates and run with it. Now, there's pre-made templates as well for different sorts of formats, which is perfect. I, for example, run a lot of Instagram story ads, so this is actually really proper. They also have like article to video templates, so I guess that's more so for like blogs or maybe YouTube ads. But today we're just gonna be starting with a blank template, like I said, and it's nice because you can select the dimensions here. We're just gonna go with a square format. That's definitely the most popular and the one that I would recommend the most. So this might look pretty crazy to you right now, but it's actually easier to use than you think. The first thing that we're gonna do is upload all of our content. Now, I got a couple products here on AliExpress that I found that all have pretty awesome footage, and you know, that's honestly what I recommend that you do, is find AliExpress products that actually have videos on them. And the reason why is because, you know, a lot of people use YouTube videos or competitor ads. I mean, you can do whatever you want, you know, you have free will. I'm not a cop, I'm not gonna tell you what to do out here, but it is technically illegal to steal people's content without their consent. So instead, if you want to be the safest possible, the best bet is just to start out with the AliExpress content, and also maybe order the product yourself or send the product to a Fiverr gig so that they can make some content for you. These are all things that I continuously do, and I even send my products to influencers for content specifically. So it's really important that you just get your own content as soon as possible. But honestly, the AliExpress content is more often than not so bad. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. A lot of people don't really know how to download all these images because it's actually kind of difficult. You gotta do some inspect element stuff and just, you know, get crazy. My solution is pretty simple. I just downloaded this Chrome extension called AliExpress Image Downloader, and it works like a charm. It's 100% free. And it has really great reviews, and I see why. I haven't had any issues with it thus far, so that's what we're gonna be using. Now, first things first, I gotta upload some of the content, so I'm gonna do that right now. Now, I'm also choosing this product because it ships from the United States in 1 to 5 days, which is actually pretty awesome. A lot of people have trouble sleeping, and people are just now starting to realize how important sleep is. So this is a really fitting product. It would do really well. And since it ships from the United States, you actually can order it yourself and get your own content made a lot quicker. And of course, you're gonna be able to ship your products to your customers quicker. If you don't know how to find these sorts of products, I'll leave a link in the description or somewhere here in which I show you how to find these products. It's actually a pretty recent video. Honestly, it's a lot simpler than you think, so make sure you check that out. It'll only take you a minute. You'll probably learn a lot. And yeah, this product has tons of orders, tons of good reviews, so it's definitely validated. You can definitely see that it's sold pretty well. Somebody's buying this product. Now we just have to make a really good ad for it. So what we're gonna do is build our scene here. So we're gonna drag and drop this. We're gonna replace this. We're gonna move this down. So first things first, we're gonna trim this down so that we can find just sort of the best content right away. We're gonna display just this really quick clip of the pillow coming in. I really like that. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with adding images as long as it looks good and you can use a cool transition into them. But it's really important that you focus on your intro the most. Like the beginning of your video is literally the most essential because that's how you're gonna grab people and get them to watch more of your video. And the longer they watch of your video, the more likely they are to buy your product. So it's really important that you focus most of your energy into the beginning of your video. That's a fact. Maybe something like, are you ready to improve your sleep? Okay, we're gonna add another scene here and we're just gonna do more of our video. And we're gonna trim it again. But this time we're gonna look at a different part. Okay, so we're gonna use this part. I really like that. Now we're just gonna move the logo to the side on these just because we don't actually have a logo, but if you did have a logo, you would definitely want to add your logo right there. But for example purposes, we're just not gonna add a logo. One thing though that I do wanna change is I wanna make this, I kind of like how it looks. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, you're ready to improve your sleep. And then on this one, we could say, now one thing that's actually really important when it comes to creating your video ads and just creating a store and a business in general is that you know why you're selling a product, right? Like you know the reasons why somebody would buy something. So it's important that you actually do a lot of competitor research. And a lot of people overthink competitor research. All you really need to do is go to Google. So here's something that's very similar to what we're selling. They're selling it for $90. So that's how you know this actually has a pretty good margin. So something like this is perfectly shaped to cradle your head and support your neck. And of course, we wanna make sure that this typography is similar. So we wanna use the same exact one as before. You wanna keep it really congruent. A lot of people don't make their stores very congruent. You know, you gotta make sure to make it congruent. And right here, we can actually add a transition. So we can do slide to the right. Are you ready to improve your sleep? Our contour pillow is, okay, so we can't even see that. That's actually kind of a problem. And we also wanna make sure to crop this a little bit. So, okay, so my camera automatically stopped recording, but all I did here is change the text to black and zoomed in and increase the size of my video here so that it covers up that text up there. But let's take a look at all the scenes together. Are you ready to improve your sleep? Our contour pillow is perfectly shaped to cradle your head and support your neck. And I think honestly, if you add a drop shadow, it does make things look a little bit cooler or easier to read at least. So we're just gonna add a drop shadow. And now let's take a look one more time. I actually wanna change this transition and make this clip slightly longer. Okay, I actually like this one, the cross zoom. So let's take a look again. Play all scenes. Are you ready to improve your sleep? Our comfort pillow is perfectly shaped to cradle your head and support your neck. Now we can add another scene, and we can, of course, again, go to our uploads and click this again, move our logo, and then just trim this up a bit. Okay, so I like this part, it's kind of cool. And again, we're gonna make this big. Okay, so this is a really cool brand, and I mean, this is definitely something that I would take inspiration from when it comes to creating your website. But even as far as the ad goes, you know, I'm gonna use some of this terminology, and we're gonna change it slightly though, of course. This is just for example purposes. So we're gonna just switch that. You to sleep in one position all night long. And then of course, just as before, we're gonna change the font to what we were doing before, semi-bold, and then we're gonna, what was the last thing we did? Oh, italicize it, and we're actually gonna also make it black and add the drop shadow. Are you ready to improve your sleep? So I really love that clip, so that's a really good starting clip, and we're actually probably gonna get rid of the transition here because I don't think we really need it. Remove transition. And you know what? We're actually gonna change this text to up here as well. Maybe somewhere in the middle, keeping it fresh. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing with this text, is we're gonna do a fade in and a fade out. That's one thing that I think a lot of people don't really do a lot, is make their videos faster, and it actually just takes forever to watch their full video. So let's take a look at how it looks with this sort of speed. Are you ready to improve your sleep? Our contour pillow is perfectly shaped to cradle your head and support your neck. Oh, giving you a pressure-free floating sensation, allowing you to sleep in one position all night long. So that was a weird transition there. I don't know why it took forever. Okay, so we trimmed out that part a little bit. That was kind of annoying, but hopefully that fixes it a little bit. You know what? The other thing that's really cool about InVideo is that you can add a scene, for example, and we can look at media. So for example, we can do sleep here on the videos, and you can use a lot of their stock footage. So for example, something like this is something we could totally use. So let's actually use this quick. So something like this, we'll make it a little bit bigger so it fits the margins a little better. Again, changing the style. I looked up a couple pain points here as well that I'm gonna add. So I'm gonna add 20, we'll just go with the lower number. 20 million Americans suffer each year. Okay, so let's take a look. Are you ready to improve your sleep? 20 million Americans suffer intermittent sleep problems each year. Our contour pillow is perfectly shaped to cradle your, giving you pressure-free floating sensation, allowing you to sleep in one position all night long. Get 30. Let's change this to black. Are you ready to improve your sleep? 20 million Americans suffer from intermittent sleep problems each year. Our contour pillow is perfectly shaped to cradle your head and support your neck, giving you pressure-free floating sensation, allowing you to sleep in one position all night long. Get 30% off our comfort pillow. Improve your sleep today. Boom. That's basically all you need. Now, this isn't the best example of a video ad. Obviously, you know, if you spend another hour or two maybe gathering more clips and, you know, messing around with more transitions, you could create an amazing video. Hopefully this was a good example for you. Like I said, I am going to be doing a challenge video soon in which I'm going to take one of these video ads that I'm making and actually run it on some influencer pages. It's going to be really awesome. I'm really excited for the challenge, and I'm going to show you guys the store and everything. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Make sure that you check out InVideo. They actually gave me a code for you guys for you to use. It's going to take 25% off all of their plans, and they're already super cheap, so it's really a no-brainer offer. I strongly recommend that you use InVideo for your video ads. It has all the features that you need, and it just oversimplifies the process. I mean, it still kind of takes a while to get the hang of it, but trust me, once you do, it'll make your video ads so much easier and better. So make sure that you check it out. I seriously think there's a ton of value in their software. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.